Okay, here we are. Good Shabbos, everyone. Thank you all for being here so very much. Um, this is not a Friday night where I really am looking forward to doing the service. I've had a week of, obviously, like all of you have had, a lot of anxiety and couldn't focus very well, so bear with me tonight, please. For whatever I say. Nothing is really prepared except for the outline of the service and some poems, and I think I'm not going to read the sermon I had because it's not, anyway, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Anyway, but I'm going to open up with, as many of you know, I have a favorite poet named Alden Salovi, and of course he wrote a poem. I think I got it either Sunday or Monday, and we're going to open with, I'm going to read you this beautiful poem that he wrote. It's called Tears and Rain, a Prayer for Success in War. We prayed for rain, and we got tears. Yes, we said the ancient words, Mashev Haruach Umorod Hagashem. Acknowledging God is the one who makes the rain fall and the wind blow, but we got tears, so many tears, flowing like rain that would not relent, tears for the dead, tears for the wounded, tears for the kidnapped, and tears for the captives, tears for the soldiers, tears for the reservists, tears for our sons, tears for our daughters, tears for our friends, and tears for our families, tears for our nation, tears for our people, so many tears. God who makes the rain fall, God who makes tears on earth, send us your tears from heaven, but only if you send them as a blessing. Only if you send them as signs that you will be with us as we defend our nation, that you will be with us as we fight to the end the terror that dwells in our midst, the terror that still lurks at our doorstep. And now, since this week's Parsha is Bereshit, I found a beautiful poem by an author unknown that I was going to open with, but so it'll come. I'll read it to you now, and then we'll begin our service. Help us to feel peaceful this new Shabbat. After noise, we seek quiet. After crowds of indifferent strangers, we seek to touch those we love. After concentration on work and responsibility, we seek freedom to listen to our inward selves. We open our eyes to the hidden beauties and the infinite possibilities in the world. We break open the gates of goodness and kindness in ourselves and in others. And that's author unknown. And we'll begin with the singing of Hine Matov on page 10. And Cindy, help me out. Nema tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine shevet achim gam yachad, hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad, hine ma tovu b'kanayim, shevet achim gam yachad. And we'll continue on page 3, and we can read responsively as these Shabbat candles, and then I'll invite up all the ladies to light the Shabbat candles with me. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. And I'll invite everyone up that'd like to come up and light the candles with me. Go ahead, greeter. Go ahead. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadligner shel Shabbat. Thank you. Okay. And then I'm going to do a quick kiddush on page 4. I think it's page 4. I can't see through the tears. Page 5, thank you. Baruch atah. Oh, yes, yeah, sure. Music from you. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim. Okay. Okay, let's see. Where are they? And this is a Kabbalat Shabbat by Ruth Bryn. Praised be you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who with your word brings on the evening twilight, rolling away the light before the darkness. The trees are silent and the earth is still. The sun makes no sound, no voice has the hill. The earth rolls in silence, the stars pierce the sky. The moon will not whisper, the clouds cannot sigh. And though God has bid them, we have not heard. This night has fallen without sound of God's word. Yet your law sends of stars across the night. The earth turns surely from darkness to light. How then shall we praise God who silently gives, each silently praises who righteously lives? Our stillness is praise when our ears have heard the command of love, God's unspoken word. Okay. And now we will turn to page 20, please, and we'll continue with welcoming the Shabbat bride and singing Lecha Dodi. And as always, we do the first for our guest, Chris. We sing the first 2 paragraphs, then we rise and we face the door to welcome the Shabbat bride, and then you'll kind of watch everybody. Okay, follow along. Okay. Dodi likrat kala, Panei Shabbat nekabala, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Panei Shabbat nekabala, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Panei Shabbat nekabala, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Panei Shabbat nekabala. Shamor v'zechor b'dibor echad, Hishmiyanu el am yochad, Hashem u'tiferet lehitila. Lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabala. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabala. Boi v'shalom ateret kala. Gam v'simcha u'sachala. Toech munei am skula. Boi chala, boi chala. Lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala. Do it again. Pnei Shabbat nekabala. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabala. Oi v'shalom ateret kala. Gam v'simcha u'sochala. Toech munei am skula. Boi chala, boi chala. Lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabala. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabala. You may be seated. Thank you. Sorry about that. A little mishap, but you'll forgive me all, I hope. Okay, we'll continue on page 24 with the singing of Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi-melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi-melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi-melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzechem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi-melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And I'll share with you a poem as part of our Kabbalat Shabbat, and it's called Erev, and it's by Rabbi Annie Lewis. Well, actually, I'm going to wait, and I'm going to read it to you after we do the Shema. So, let's do the Chatzi Kaddish verse on page 26. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, b'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dekol Beit Yisrael, ba'gala ba'gala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevorach, Leolam Al Meomaya, Yitbarach, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitroman, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitale, V'yitalal, Shmei Dekudusha, B'richu, La'elan min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'ne emata dami rambi alpa v'imru. Amen. And then we'll read responsively on the facing page, Teach me, O God. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer of the mystery of a withered leaf, unripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips, oh, sorry. And this is by another unknown author, but I really liked it. It sort of expresses about Shabbat. And this week's Parsha, it is Bereshit, and it's when God rests on the seventh day. So I tried to find some things that relate to Shabbat. A great pianist was once asked by an admirer, "How do you handle the notes as well as you do?" The artist answered, "The notes I handle no better than many pianists, but the pauses between the notes, that is where the art resides. In great living, as in great music, the art may be in the pauses. Surely, one of the enduring contributions which Judaism made to the art of living is the Shabbat. This is our pause between the notes, and it is to Shabbat that we look to restore our lives, the sense of serenity and sanctity that it offers." Another unknown author. And now, okay, we have no kids here, so I'll open the ark. And if you'll all rise for the Baruch Hu on page 28. Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvarach. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed. And you may be seated. And now we will read together. We can read together on the facing page. There is one. There is one who sings the song of his own life, finding everything within himself. There is one who leaves the circle of herself and sings the song of her people. There is one whose voice rings with the song of humanity, hoping for the highest perfection. And there is one who rises even higher, uniting all creatures with all worlds, filling the universe with song. Nivarech. Let us bless. Okay. What is next? Okay. And then we'll go to page 31, and we will read together, Praise to you. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, creator of the tide of time and light. You guide the current day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. And that's when I will share with you another interpretation of Hama'ariv Aravim. It's called Erev by Rabbi Annie Lewis. God who brings evenings, you are the master of transitions, the artist of Ma'avarim. And we, your people, we are called Ivrim, those who pass from one place to the next, who travel to the edge, who seek you in the in-between. We and you, forever becoming, rolling dusk into twilight and darkness into dawn. As you preside over time, the sun rises up and bows low. The moon stretches out and curls in. Our bodies wax and wane. Everything is on the move. Particles flip and twirl. Light floods in and fades away. You offer us sparks of holy time, soul, and space. When Shabbat comes in stillness, we breathe. We are whole. We are here. And then we'll turn to page 34, and we'll sing together the Shema, and pray together the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. And together on the next page, we can all recite the V'ahavta. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shiftecha b'veitecha uvleftecha v'derech uvshaftecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yodecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha uchtavtam al mizuzot beitecha uvisharecha. And we'll continue on page 40, with the singing of the first three lines of the Mi Chamocha. Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi Chamocha nehedar b'kodesh, no ratehilot, o sehefela, no ratehilot, o sehefele. And responsively, in the middle of that page, we'll read, "Who is like you, O God? Who is like you, O God, among the gods that are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders?"
Your children witnessed your sovereignty, the sea splitting before Moses and Miriam. This is our God, they cried. Adonai will reign forever and ever.
Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. And now, if you'll all rise, please, for the singing of Vishamru. Shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat ladoratam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat ladoratam berit olam. B'nei Yisrael, Ot hit lo olam, Ot hit leolam, Odit leolam, Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, Lasot et HaShabbat, Ladoratam b'ridolam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, asa Adonai, et hashamayim v'et ha'oretz v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat, lasot et hashabat, ladoratam b'ridolam. Vayom hashvi'i, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, lasot et HaShabbat, ladoratam b'ridolam. Thank you, and you may be seated. And now I'm going to share with you another beautiful poem called Whispered Prayer by Alden Salovi. Your whispered prayer, your secret hope, your quiet yearning have holiness and power. They resound in the heavens and echo on high. They are drum and cymbal, trumpet and horn, proclaiming your faith, music of generations, proclaiming your hope, hymns of the heart, proclaiming your dedication to the God of all being, source and shelter, rock and redeemer, light and truth. Your whispered prayer is the song of the ages. Your secret hope is the light of tomorrow. Your quiet yearning is the voice of eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, who hears prayer. Baruch atah Adonai, shomei atefillah. And that is the introduction to our Amidah, our silent standing prayer, on page 46. So if everyone will please rise if you're able. And this is our opportunity for our personal reflections, which I'm sure are many tonight, to our opportunity to speak with God. We can read the words of the prayer book. We can pray the words of our heart, or a combination of both. And we'll go through to a page from 48 to 63, and please feel free to be seated when you're finished. Adonai sifatay titach yufi yagita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Yeah. We'll continue on page 65 and we'll read responsively. Let us praise Adonai. Let us praise Adonai, source of knowledge and light, from whom we draw wisdom and insight. Let us affirm our covenant as God's people. Let us honor those who study Torah. Let us uphold the truth of ongoing revelation. And let us dress ourselves in the garments of God, compassion for the needy, embrace of the stranger, and then spread the canopy of peace over all the world. So this is when I would be doing my sermon. And this week, well, first of all, I really need to thank all of you for being here tonight. And when I look out at all your faces, and those of you who are on YouTube, I see your faces too, Toby maybe and Dawn. It's a comfort to have you all here with me. It's been a difficult week, as we all know. There really are no words to describe the horror. And the one thought I had when I was driving down here was this must be how people felt during World War II, at the beginning during the war. I was thinking about my mother and her family when they were worried about all their relatives in Europe. And I go, the helpless feeling that I have must be the helpless feeling that they had. And it's just really frightening, and I don't even know what to say about it, but I think you all probably feel the same way. And, we have, this week's Parsha is Bereshit, and it's the first Parsha of the beginning of the Torah that we start all over again. And it's God creates the world in 6 days. On the first day, he makes darkness into light. And on the second day, he forms the heavens, dividing the upper waters from the lower waters. On the third day, he sets the boundaries of land and sea and calls forth trees and greenery from the earth. On the fourth day, he fixes the position of the sun, moon, and stars as timekeepers and illuminators of the earth. Fish, birds, and reptiles are created on the fifth day, land animals, and then human beings on the sixth. God ceases work on the seventh day and sanctifies it as a day of rest. So I was going to talk about Shabbat, but I think instead I really want to share with you, I don't know how many of you are friends of Drew Dahners on Facebook, but Drew is one of our congregants, and she was a bat mitzvah here, and she's been at our synagogue ever since she came to the United States from China at the ripe old age of 9 months, and now she's probably 22 or 23, and she's in Israel with her twin sister Hattie, and they're both there doing wonderful things, or were. Drew is teaching English, ESL, and Hattie is on a internship study program for to do nonprofit work. And Drew is a poet. She's written poetry for many, many years. And I really want to share 2 of her poems that she wrote. She wrote one this evening that her mom sent me before I got here. And this is one she wrote, I think it was the second or third day of the war. And it's called We'll See the Moon. And by the way, I have her permission to read these. So, we'll see the moon. Walking up and down the stairs, wondering who really cares. I cried until my eyes fell, awake in a living hell. Thinking of my children near, praying they are without fear. I am lost with no more word, begging their voices to be heard. The things you see on a screen, misconstrued, sit in between. My heart is with those who bleed, bodies and spirits in need. Nervous of what's to come soon, hope again we'll see the moon. One night there will be bright stars, once again peace can be ours. So that's one of Drew's poems. And the other one she wrote this evening, actually, before she went to bed. And it's called Compassion. It's okay if you don't understand. All I ask is that you hold my hand. Stand with me as we hope for the good. Speak up for those who wish they could. To the world, these countries home strangers, and false ideas turn to dangers. Compassion is the heart of a seed, growing peace and love for where we need. So I wanted to share those from Drew. But maybe I'll read you a little bit about Shabbat, or I won't take up too much time. So Shabbat is a radical, and this is by Rabbi Ruth Adar. Shabbat is a radical, transformative idea. In the ancient world, there were no weekends. Most people worked 7 days a week. Even those who lived more leisurely lives, like Pharaoh or the Mesopotamian rulers, had rigid roles to carry out and from which there was no break. Then along came the Jews with our peculiar creation story. Unlike any other creation narrative, ours begins as follows. When God began to create heaven and earth, the earth being unformed and void, with darkness over the surface of the deep and a wind from God sweeping over the water, God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God saw that the light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, a first day. The process of creation is not a making from nothing, but an organization of a pre-existing chaos. From the chaos, the Creator separates light from darkness and organizes time as well, evening and morning, a first day. This goes on for 6 days, with the organization becoming more and more complex and sophisticated. Then something remarkable happens. The heaven and the earth were finished, and all their array. On the 7th day, God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased on the 7th day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the 7th day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done. The Creator then steps back from creation and work and rests. Work stops. Some people get all wound up over this story, fighting about whether the world was created in 6 days and how that squares with evolution. Those people are missing the point, which is that in 6 steps, God takes the world from utter chaos to exquisite organization and then stops to rest. And by declaring it holy, the narrative suggests this is an example to us that will be fleshed out in the rest of the Torah. Later, we're commanded to rest on Shabbat in case we didn't get it in the narrative the first time. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the 7th day is a Sabbath of the eternal your God. You shall not do any work. You, your son, your daughter, your male or female slave, or your cattle, or the stranger who is within your settlements. For in 6 days the Eternal made heaven and earth and all that is in them, and God rested on the 7th day. Therefore the Eternal blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. And that's from Exodus. So here we are in the 21st century. We're 21st century Jews who have to figure out what to do with this idea of Shabbat. Oddly enough, we are now back in an age when more and more of us are forced to work 7 days a week, with demands coming hourly through email and smartphones. It's a radical act to say, no, I'm going to make time and space in my life that I will use to be instead of to do. I will use this time to make a genuine connection with people I love. I will use that time to become more truly myself. And yes, I will rest. It isn't easy or profitable to do these things. It means hustling a little more to take the time off. And perhaps we need to begin by carving out a little time, gradually expanding it as we are able. That's okay. The more Shabbat, the richer life can be, and we have a lifetime to get there. Ahad Ha'am, a great Hebrew essayist and cultural Zionist, wrote, Shabbat is a taste of the world as it could be, a world in which there is no slavery and in which every person is valued for who they are, not for what they can do. It is said if enough Jews kept Shabbat, the world would be transformed. And this rabbi, she believes it, and I think so do I. So Shabbat Shalom. Okay. Oh, my nose keeps running. It's so I won't cry. Actually, they're really tears, but... Okay, where are we? Okay, all righty, here we go. I need my list. No. Sorry, too many papers. Oh, there it is. Okay, so this is our time for our prayers of healing. And I think we need those. And so we'll please turn to page 253. And before I read the names of our congregation and we add names, I'll just like to say that we include all of those who are injured and wounded and suffering in Israel as part of our Mishaberach tonight. And may the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless these members of our community. Jerome Becker, Catherine Adele Solantano, Diane Chesler, Robin Cohen, Krista Feld, Marty Glenn, Diana Heller, John William Hilbrecht, Jeffrey Kern, Nitzan Kolakant, Penina Kolakant, Barbara Kurtzman, Chip Kurtzman, Kit Levine, Wendy Liris, Bernadette Maloney, Jan Merritt, Sharon Maslow, Arlene McDonald, Rick Moss, Sylvia Ramsdell, Frida Russell, Jane Sachs, Toby Shearer, Margaret Schmidt, Elliot Schwartz, Cheryl Shellub, John Sitters, Elizabeth Spencer, Aaron Steck, William Vinette, Ellen Weingarten, and Jackie Zucker. And now, as I go around the room, please say names of those who you wish to include in our healing prayers.
Barbara Pratt.
Samantha Spielman.
Ellen Carl Kinsel. Simmons, Nancy Norbert, Diane Kerner.
Roy Charnovsky, Michael Beardsley, Mike Gruner, Audrey Gruner, and the Conger family. Oh, send them all comfort and relief speedily in our days and grant them a complete healing of body, mind, and spirit. Blessed are you, source of life, who helps us to bring light where there is darkness and healing where there is brokenness. And on page 253, in the middle of the page, we'll sing the Mishaberach. Mikol habracha le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu, mechor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. And we'll continue, please, on page 258 with O Guardian of Life and Liberty at the bottom of the page. We can all read it together. O Guardian of Life and Liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit. Amen. And on the facing page, we'll pray for the peace of Jerusalem, and may those who love you prosper. And on the bottom, O Heavenly One, we'll read together. O Heavenly One, protector and redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness for joy for all who dwell there. Amen. And announcements, well, does anybody have any announcements? Other than I will read the birthdays, but no, okay. So this tomorrow, October 14th, is Janine Dingler's birthday. Happy birthday, Janine. And there are no anniversaries. And we don't have any upcoming events. We're done with all our big stuff from the holidays. Oh, Chavara on Tuesday the 17th. And contact Nancy for further information. And now I will read a poem again, because I like these poems, and I like to share what I like. And this is called Against Hatred. For those who hate, let there be no hope, and may all derision and disdain perish in an instant. May intolerance be swiftly cut down. May you quickly uproot, crush, cast down, and humble the arrogant, speedily in our days. Blessed are you, Adonai, who destroys enemies and humbles the arrogant. And that's by Alden Solovi. And now we'll turn to page 282, and if you're able, we'll sing the Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tei gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kigaye haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkenu kachem, v'goralenu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. And on 287 v'ne'emar. Ne'emar v'chaya Adonai lemelech al kol ha'aretz vayom hahu yeh Adonai echad U'shemo echad. And I think we'll stay standing, please, and we'll be doing the Mourner's Kaddish on page 295. This Shabbat, we remember Albert Heller, father of Diana Heller, and we remember Joel Chesler, husband of Diane, who passed away this month. And we take into our hearts and prayers all of those who have no one to say Kaddish for them, and for all those that we've lost this past week by the hands of the terrorists. And we also take into our hearts the innocents that have also died. So we'll say the Kaddish on page 290. Oh, the candles. Oh, Naomi, come and light with me. And then we're lighting a candle for all of the victims as well as our candle for. Burn my hand, that's okay. There it is. Okay. Thank you. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'yalma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dekol beit Yisrael, ba'gala uvizman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach la'olam omei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnasei. V'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei dekudusha, b'richu. Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'netemata, damiran v'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael, v'yimru amen. Osei shalom bimromav. Hu yasei shalom. Aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael, v'yimru amen. And you may be seated. Thank you. And we'll do our closing prayers with the Adon Olam on page 321. Do the easy version. Adon Olam Asher. That one. What? At the end. I'm not done yet. It's, yeah, no rush. Unless you're in a rush. Yeah, so we have to sing Adon Olam first, and then I'm going to have one more reading, and then you'll do Hatikva. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Li'et Nasa Behefsa Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra V'acharei Kichlot HaKol Leva Adodim Loch Nora V'hu Haya V'hu Hoveh V'hu Yeh B'tifarat V'hu Echad V'ein Sheni Laham Shilo Lahad Bira B'li Reshit B'li Tachlit V'lo Ha'oz V'ha'misra V'hu Eli V'chai Goali V'tzur Chevli B'eit Sarah V'hu Nisi Umanosli Menat Kosi B'yom Mikra B'ya'ado Afkid Ruchi Be'et Ishan V'ya'ira V'im Ruchi Gevi'ati Adonai Li V'lo Ira. And I am going to read one more poem, and then we'll close with the singing of Hatikva. What page was it on? 374. So one more. This is Let Tranquility Reign. Some days, Ancient One, Some days the prayers of your people are so close, we can hold them in our hands, feel them with our eyes, taste them with our breath. They surround our hearts to become our yearning. They surround our song to become our grieving. They surround our souls to become our pleading. My soul has dwelled too long among those who hate peace. I am for peace, but when I speak of it, they are for war. When will peace come, source of peace? When will sorrow be vanquished? When will tranquility reign? Adonai will guard you from all harm. God will guard your soul. Adonai will guard your going and coming, now and evermore. Okay, page 374 for singing Hatikva. Come on up, Naomi. Yahudi Chomia Yufate Mizrach Kadima Ayin Litzion Sophia Od Lo Avda Tikvatenu HaTikva B'bat Shnat Alpayim Liotam Chofshi Ba'artzenu Eretz Zion V'Yerushalayim Iliotam Be'adatzenu Eretz Zion V'Yerushalayim. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you again all for being here, and thanks for accepting my kind of mishmash service.